Hello, friends, and welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 25th of May, 2022. I'm Jeannie. I'm so glad you've decided to come along for the ride on this hump day. Yesterday, Michael and I had an opportunity to go to the local hospital here to visit with somebody whom we had not seen in 4 months. He's a neighbor who lives on our street, and sadly, he suffered a very severe stroke, which has left him quite helpless. He's been in the hospital these many weeks, and he is connected to a number of hoses and tubes and things, and he can't speak right now, and he's fairly paralyzed and all of those things. As a matter of fact, he could barely even move his mouth to certainly not talk and certainly not even make any facial expressions. His only form of communication right now is blinking his eyes. But his wife faithfully has been going every single day, being with him and communicating with him and taking care of him and fluffing his pillows and all that sort of thing. Well, of course, we hadn't seen him in quite a while because of all the many restrictions with hospitals and so forth. And even now, there was quite a bit of protocol, only 2 people allowed in at a time and all those kinds of things, making sure we're masked up and all of that. And of course, wearing our little armbands and anything that needed to be done, we were willing to do it to go visit this man in the hospital. And while we were there, we visited with him and we made jokes and that sort of thing. And you could tell kind of by his eyes that he was absorbing everything we were saying and trying to even communicate with us. And his wife could tell, when he wants to say something, and she'll say, "Do you need your pillow fluffed, or do you need this, or do you need that?" And right when we were getting ready to go, we said, "Now listen, we need to pray with you." So we went around in a circle. I grabbed his rather limp hand. He can move it a teeny bit, but he was able to kind of hold on to my hand, and Michael on the other, and the wife, and we were all together in a circle, and we prayed over him. And as we were getting ready to go, he just made this facial expression as if he was trying to cry. And you could see that he was very emotional. And while I was experiencing that and just seeing him, I grabbed his hand and I said, "Listen, God's got this, okay? He's got you, all right? He's got this." And he was just very emotional. And as we left, of course, I was very sad riding in the elevator on the way down. And I said, "Oh, that's just so awful. He's a young man in his 50s, and to be experiencing this is just got to be really difficult." Well, when his wife got home that evening, she texted me and she thanked us for visiting. And we said, "Oh, it was our pleasure. We'll go again for sure." And she said he was grinning from ear to ear after you left. The whole time, the rest of the time, he was smiling. And we were just so happy to know this because she said he hadn't smiled like that, except occasionally he'll wince or make like a little bit of a facial expression. But to actually have a smile plastered on his face for the next several hours was so encouraging. And I thought, what did it take? An hour or 2 hours out of our day to go do that? What did it take to give him some kind words? What did it take to just say a prayer over him? And that was actually, how can I say it? It was almost a breakthrough of sorts because he hadn't shown that kind of emotionalism before. He hadn't shown that kind of smile on his face. This was a big thing. And for us, it was so little, but for him, it was so big. And I thought, you know what? How important is it to do a kind act? How important is it? We could have said, "Oh, it's raining. I don't want to go out." And it was raining awfully yesterday. We had terrible weather yesterday. We could have said, "You know what? I don't have time for this. I can't be bothered with this." But no, we just took a little. Now, I'm not saying this, boys and girls, listen to me. I'm not saying this so you'll pat us on the back and say how wonderful the Siglers are. That's not it at all. What I'm saying is it hit me deeply that some kind of simple little random act of showing love and saying a prayer and giving a hug and smiling could make the difference in somebody's world. So you think about this for just a minute. You think about, is there somebody today that I could just do something kind for, make a phone call, do a random act of kindness? I've talked about random acts of kindness before, but this is something that really hit my heart hard while I was standing there, Michael and I, with our neighbor, praying for him, because it is so little for us, but so big for him. So you stop, take a moment and say, I'm going to go out and be a blessing to somebody today, because you know what? I might end up being the only one who is. And I'm going to take that extra step to be kind to somebody today, to say something nice, to be an encouragement, to pick up a phone, to send an encouraging text message, to post something on somebody's Facebook page, letting them know publicly how you love them and how important they are to you. You know, this is the day after our election day. We had our local elections yesterday, and one person we were really cheering for and rooting for lost the election. It's just a little local election. And you should have seen all the posts on the Facebook page today saying, we were rooting for you, you're still a winner in our books, etc., etc. So, I mean, even though that person lost, that person knew they were loved because of everyone around them. And I think that made them more of a winner than if they had won the election for the position that they were looking to fill. That's what it's about. Random acts. Be a pal, be loving, and do something kind for somebody today. Now listen, don't forget to become a member of my my YouTube channel by going to YouTube and looking for Jeanne Sigler, hitting that subscribe button, that notification bell. You will be notified every time I'm going to premiere another Take Two, okay? Don't forget to also tune into my radio program, Through the Eyes of a New York Woman. You can go to ultimateoldiesradio.com every Saturday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, AM and PM. Tune in, and then on Sundays at 4 Central, 5 Eastern on oldies700.com. That's oldies700.com. And you can hear that. And immediately following that, you've got On the Road with Chef Michael. Great programming for your weekend. All right, you be blessed. And remember, everybody, my husband's got a birthday coming up day after tomorrow on the 27th of May. So please send your birthday greetings to Michael Sigler and let him know that you love him too. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.